And here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 2. So into our fresh series and spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself. We have the South Green Protoss for Virtus Pro. It is Classic. We go. So we are settling in. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. Here we go. Does anyone know if Stats still plays? He does not. He does not. Unfortunately, Stats is one of those players that did silently retire. The last time he played was last year EWC. So it's been almost a year since he last played, since he last competed, which is a shame. Stats, he was one of those players that we were all looking for the GSL qualifiers. When the GSL qualifiers came around, that was basically like the litmus test or the signifier of like who was still competing and who wasn't. And Stats, he didn't play in GSL. Did not play in GSL either in Season 1 or Season 2 this year. But here we go. We're settling into our fresh best of 3 so far. 2 Gate Opener. 2 Gate Opener out of Classic. Meanwhile, we have the Gate Cyber Expand out of MaxPax. Okay. Now, when it comes to our PvP here, MaxPax doing what he always does, going for an economic opener. I say what he always does. This is one step greedier here. This is a base before Stargate. So very greedy build here by MaxPax. And Classic, he scouts, he confirms, and he already has a pylon to get ready for a 1 base all in. Now, oh, that was a 3rd pylon. Oh, never mind. But we do see MaxPax, he was able to pro scout. MaxPax, he sees that the pylon was missing, so he knows that something is wrong. He knows that something is amiss. And we'll see if Classic does double back. Is this real or is this fake? Classic moving out with another probe. Okay, interesting. For now, Classic, he does open up double Stalker. He's got 2 more Stalkers on the way to push across the map. Classic going for a fake all-in. Okay, I see you. I've seen Hero do this. I've seen Hero do this build. Meanwhile, these Stalkers, ooh, they shut down the first sentry before Shield Battery is done. Nice big off here by Classic. Very nice. But again, he's faking an all-in. He's going for a ninja base. And remember, MaxPax, because he just scattered across the map, he saw no base, but there is one. There is in a way, ninja expansion here for Classic. MaxPax, how does he respond? He's throwing down a wave of shield battery. 2nd shield battery at the natural base. We have a 1st shield battery in the main base as well. Robo response, gateway as well. This is hybrid. Oh, another shield battery. Hybrid defensive play here from MaxPax. He will lose another sentry almost. One more volley. Una más. Oh, barely not. But again, MaxPax, he is terrified. Now, on the one hand, this is really cool. On the other hand, can Classic deal with what he's forcing? So, a couple of things here. Again, MaxPax, he's terrified of an all-in, and he's just being hyper-defensive. There is no all-in. But what I will say here is that Classic is going to be building up a high immortal count. And by the time he has 3 immortals, by the time he realizes that there's no all-in, he's got another shield. Jesus, he's getting another shield battery. By the time he, there we go, let's cancel. By the time he realizes that there's no all-in, he can counterattack and he can go all-in himself. He can go for his own push with immortals. So right now, Classic, he's walking a very fine line. Like, we're walking a very fine line at the moment. On the one hand, he's forcing an army out, but he's also forcing defensive structures, which is a good thing. Because this won't help in the attack. This won't help when MaxPax breaks out. Gateway is spotted. Classic, he's getting saturated. The gateway is being shut down. And Classic is rushing into Blink. Now, what's really crucial here for Classic with Blink Stalkers is he has to gain map control. If he fails to gain map control, he may just lose the game. Ideally, he wants to break out, he wants to contain, he wants to keep MaxPax busy, because otherwise this happens. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Remember, MaxPax, he was forced to make a bunch of Immortals early on, and if he's not going to use them defensively, it's time to use them offensively. So he's pushing, and he has a terrifying army. He has no blink, though. He has no potential micro here. Classic coming in from behind. He wants the Immortal. He gets... Very nice catch. Very nice catch. He gets one. Oh, he should get one. Just the counter force fields. MaxPax does save the Immortal. Very nice save. MaxPax moving in. No defensive shield battery. Uh-oh. And MaxPax, he might just have too much. Yeah, he has too much here. This was the big concern, was the counter attack. And Classic, he's not ready for this. The boys are being pulled. Shield battery goes down. And this may just be critical damage. Does focus on one Immortal. He gets one. He gets two. Gets both Immortals. Now Stalker versus Stalker. Classic does have Blink. Ooh, does go for the dive. And he gets one more Stalker. Gets one more, but that costs Classic 7 probes. He's down 10 workers, or down plenty of workers here. Okay, we're still powered. Prism across the map. Classic, he has to counterattack. Back then, what is it to defend? It's going to be one Immortal. And remember, we still have all those shield batteries. Ooh, he's always with the dive. He can two-shot. Oh, he can barely one-shot. Takes down two Stalkers. Goes into the main. The Immortal has arrived. And can he get on top of the Immortal? It's going to be close. He can. He can. He will. The Immortal will go down barely with one more volley. Yeah, MaxPax, he's racing back home with a Prism. That was a bit of an F2. Trying to race back home. Down to two Stalkers. The boys are doing a lot of damage, though. Down to two. Classic running out of Stalkers. Ooh, bit of mismovement. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol. Another Stalker gets surrounded, but nah, he has enough. Yeah, he has enough. Classic. He doesn't. He breaks on through. He overwhelms MaxPax. And he should do critical damage here. Oh. Force the blink down. Force the blink out of the bane. I say that MaxPax, he's barely holding on. Again, it's so close here. Classic, he's on the brink of breaking MaxPax. MaxPax, he gets across the map. Once again, Stalkers are being focused. At the same time, MaxPax, he busts into the main. Deep out the shield batteries. Does deep power going for the base trade. Defensive warp ins. Yeah, Classic is fine. Classic, he defends. Oof, once again, blinks in. And GG gets called. Classic, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Classic, he does take a lead in the series here again. A very, very close game is what I will say. Classic, I love the fake out. I love the fake one base all in. He did force a big reaction out of MaxPax. MaxPax, he was terrified when really Classic, he was expanding, he was building up. Meanwhile, then the turns tabled, and MaxPax, with his Immortal count, he actually had some better trades, some better fights. He was able to catch Classic out, but with the help of the boys, Classic, he barely won that fight. He counterattacked. GG. GG, well played. Whew, with that, Classic does take a lead, and we'll see if Classic can claim the series and make it to the grand finals. Let's go. Let us go. So we are getting into our next game. So we're getting into game number 2. We're jumping into game 2 here. Oh. And the players are ready. Game 2 is going to be on Incorporeal. Oh boy. Here we go. Again, getting into Incorporeal. And again, MaxPax, he has been having a bit of a harder time here in recent PvPs. But he took down Showtime earlier. True. He took down Showtime earlier in the tournament. That was a big win for MaxPax. So I'm hoping that he can force the ace match and bring us all the way to game 3. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can force that ace match. The pressure is on. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. Leading the series 1-0. It is a classic. So here we go. Does move out. Once again, setting up back at home. And we'll see how greedy MaxPax is going to be. Bearing in mind, one of the reasons why MaxPax reacted as hard as he did is because he did go for a very greedy build, going for the faster Nexus. So he felt that much more in danger. He felt that much more exposed. This time, we're expecting a gateway into Cybercore into Stargate, followed by the Nexus. That's what we're expecting, and I'm sure that's what Classic is expecting as well. Again, MaxPax is a little more predictable here in PvP, and that's kind of the advantage that his opponents do have, is that they can kind of get a read on what MaxPax is up to early on, and then adapt from there. And this time, we're proxying. Okay, probe does move out. We're getting ready for the pylon. Based on its location, this looks like a proxy robo. If it was close to the edge, I mean, this could still be a Stargate to go for the Oracle into the main to get economic damage done, but its location looks a little bit more sinister. Meanwhile, waiting for the Stargate. Waiting for the initial Stargate. There's a pylon block. Pylon block will force out the earlier attack. MaxPax is going for the Nexus. Never mind. Yeah, MaxPax is being greedy once again. I didn't notice how late his gases were. He didn't actually have the gas for a Stargate. So he does go for the faster Nexus. Very greedy build here. Same build 2 games in a row out of MaxPax. But this time it's a very real all-in. A very real all-in. MaxPax, he checks the typical location here on the right-hand side. Does go through the center. Does go across the map. Trying to confirm what's going on. And again, here comes the proxy. Here comes the all-in so far unscouted. MaxPax, he saw the adepts. Shield batteries are on the way. And MaxPax, he will now confirm. Yeah, he sees no base, he sees the third gateway, he knows Robo, he knows one base all in. For the most part, he's fully aware of what's going on. Throwing down his own gateway. Oh, he's going for the 3-gate response. Bold move. Basically, MaxPax, he's delaying his Robo, he's delaying his Stargate, delaying his tech in favor of extra gateways. Lead out a couple of probes. Does get one adept. Immortal production has begun. The Prism has arrived, which means we can drop right into the main. And MaxPax, he has no setup in the main base. Yeah, Prism moves in. Doesn't quite get into the mineral line. There we go, does drop in. A drops in, he can one-shot probes. Probes are going down. The Prism takes a lot of damage, though. Takes a lot of damage, but will get away. Oh, no, will not. Oh, massive pickoff. Yeah, nice setup there from MaxPax. Nice warp in. Again, Classic got a little bit too greedy there, and that was a big win for MaxPax. Without a Prism, there's no high ground vision, there's no reinforcements. This should be a second Immortal. And this might just be a hold. This might just be a hold here. This wasn't worth it. Classic got 3 probes. Nowhere near worth it. And yeah, now we see Classic. I mean, he does have a larger army to work with, I suppose. But this is just a really rough position here for Classic. Prism moves in. Now it all comes down to the control. It comes down to the micro. Stalkers are in position. Prism taking a lot of damage once again. Takes a lot of hits. Again, that was not worth it. Gets a Stalker. But the Prism is one shot away from going down. And Classic is running out of steam. The longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. Oh, the Phoenix is out. Pulls off the force fields. Phoenix goes for the dive. The Prism is no long for this world. It's going to go down. There's no saving it. Yeah, the Prism falls. And there's just nothing here. there's just nothing here. We do have a second Immortal finally. Yeah. But MaxPax is shutting this down. Because of his Phoenix response, he can lift up every single Immortal and even catch the Prism. No shot. The Prism. Prism gets caught out once again, and for the third time it's gonna go down. Yeah, massive pickoff, takes on the Prism. No more reinforcements, no juggling, no micro. We can lift the Immortals one at a time. And remember, there's only 2 Immortals to begin with, and this is all just falling on its face. Adept State do shade into the main. Shade into the main base. They get a couple of probe kills, so MaxPax still has a better economy. And this is probably going to be the final fight here for Classic. He's got 1 Immortal, 1 War Prism. 1 last chance. There are the hallucinations. Yeah, with that MaxPax, he will clean this up. I mean, because the force field, the Immortal is not a part of the fight. The Immortal can barely engage. Phoenix as they go for the lift. And they will focus on the Immortal. Yeah, it just barely does fall. With that, he can just dive on the Prism as well. Even just lifting all the Stalkers. Yeah, and with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. GG gets called, and MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match. See in the chat. Loser Prism, better keep pushing. I mean, he was all in. Like this. there's no macroing out of that. Just to make it clear, when you're all in like that, it's like you have to commit. Unfortunately, he lost the first War Prism, and that was the end of the push. But he had to keep trying, of course. Like there's no like expanding from that point or anything like that. You could argue that another desperation move you can go for is you lose the Prism and you go for the Bay and you try to go into a proxy disruptor, just for like a Hail Mary play. But that also gets shut down by Phoenixes as well. Like that's just it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 3, and we'll see how our players will approach this. We'll see how greedy. I mean, MaxPax has been so greedy every game so far. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Magnatha, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss, bringing us back and forcing the ace match. Can he go the distance? Can he make it to the finals? It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player with the South Green Protoss himself representing Virtus Pro. It is a Classic. Here we go. Here we go, and we'll see if MaxPax does adapt his opener. We'll see if he does change his style. And we've seen Classic mix things up so far, and really we're looking at Classic more than anything. Game 1, he went for a ninja base, went for a fake all-in. Game 2, went for a very real all-in. Game 3, what's it going to be? What are we going for? Welcome to Magnatha, of course. Magnatha is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Ooh, looks like Classic is hiding his pylon. Or at least hiding his probe. Oh, going for the Nexus. Okay. Gate expand. A greedy build here from Classic. Let's go. Pulling a bit of a hero. So Hero's very fond of this as well. Basically, a lot of the Korean Protosses against MaxPax, they're also willing to outgreed him, and successfully so. So we have this time Classic having the better economy compared to MaxPax. MaxPax going for a Gateway, Cybercore expand. Meanwhile, Classic going for a Gate expand before Cybercore. An opener like this typically leads into Phoenix Wars. Typically. We'll see if we both go into Stargates. As MaxPax does have a lot more gas this time, so we can go for the Stargate. Yep, Stargate's on the way. Should be for Oracle into Phoenix. Assuming that Classic also goes Stargate. And if he does, this is the beginning of Phoenix Wars. Does research Warp Gate. Warp Gate is on the way. No fast Stargate. Classic, it should be... Yeah, there it is. There it is. Stargate's on the way. So this is the beginning of Phoenix Wars. Here we start, and we do not stop Phoenix production. Oh boy. Now, Phoenix Wars is very intense. It's very intense and very cutthroat as well. It's all about positional play. It's all about keeping your army stacked as well. It's all about the engagements. One wrong move and it will cost you the game. Now, we have seen players like Classic and Hero and Showtime bring MaxPax down in Phoenix Wars. Like, they have been able to pull that off in the past, but it's still like very cutthroat. It's still very brutal. As MaxPax, he has yet to confirm. Ooh, gets a probe. Not bad. Gets a probe kill. Phoenix production has begun for Classic. Now what's scary? There we go. As we're opening up Phoenix, sorry, Oracle into Phoenix. This is a little bit risky here from MaxPax. The Oracle is designed to scout, also designed to get some economic damage. The base is exposed. Classic out of position. But he does keep his Phoenix at home. Thankfully. Yeah, the Phoenix is at home. And he's waiting for the Oracle. Shield Barrier's too late. Yeah, 1 second too late here. Or a couple of seconds too late. Losing 2 probes. Nicely done. Adept Blackwire's going ham in the mineral line. Oracle gets another probe kill, gets 3 in total. At the same time, Adepts are across the map, also getting some damage done as well. Yeah, both players losing workers. And as the dust settles, Classic does have an economic lead. Yeah, Classic is ahead. He's up by 4 workers. And the Phoenix count is neck and neck. From here, we will need a second Stargate. There we go. Second Stargate for MaxPax. Double gate for Classic. Ooh, this is risky. This is very risky here. Classic is switching out of Phoenix Wars. Now, it is possible. Basically, the way to pull this off from the side of Classic is that you are hoping that MaxPax is playing scared. You're hoping that MaxPax stays at home. And there is a decent chance of that happening just because, for all MaxPax knows, the Phoenix count should be even, right? The Phoenix count, it should be even if Classic is still making Phoenixes. But he's being somewhat active. He's still, of course, making more Phoenixes. There is a window in time where MaxPax can break Classic because of his Phoenix lead, which he's about to get into. And Classic is going for the all-in with Stalkers. Oh, they do miss each other. Adept does shade in. Coming in for the scouts. Oh, and he does see a gateway. I mean, that was the first gateway anyway. Oh, sorry, that was the second gate. As we're getting into a 5-gate setup. But there shouldn't be a second gateway. Yeah, he's getting caught out. Clutch Guardian Shield. Very clutch. And Classic's all in. Classic is just completely all in here. Rallying everything across the map. MaxPax back at home. He realizes shield batteries are on the way. It's going to be a tough hold for MaxPax. He is up in Phoenixes, but he's down heavily in Stalkers. And Classic, he may have just done it. He may have just done it. He has to move everything in together. Ooh, does cancel the shield battery. I mean, there's nothing to defend. Yeah, there's nothing back at home. MaxPax caught with his pants down. Ay, ay, ay. He tries to engage. He tries to engage. There are just so many Stalkers, though. I say that Phoenixes are going down. Probes, they do tank, they do well. But GG gets called. Again, there's just nothing to defend. And Classic, he will take the series 2-1. Advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, very, very intense game there. A very cheeky build there by Classic. And Classic, he was praying. He was hoping that MaxPax would be passive, and thankfully he was. MaxPax, he wasn't moving out. He did not scout the bases. MaxPax, he was not aware as to what was happening. And with that, he was caught with his pants down. Whew, caught by the 2-base all-in. GG. GG, well played. With that, Classic, he will claim the series. And with that, we are making our way over to the Korean server for our final semifinals. As Shin took down Lancer earlier, and now we have Shin versus Beyond. Let's go. Let us go. As we are all hopping over. Phoenix 4K Korean style PvP, so hurt. MaxPax never sees that. I will say that he has seen that before. We cast a lot of StarCraft, but we have casted games where Hero has tried that against MaxPax. It's been a while. I want to say like at the start of the year. I want to say, sorry, was it the previous map pool? I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it was the previous map pool. We've seen Hero attempt that against MaxPax, and we've seen MaxPax shut it down before in the previous map pool, but it's been a while. It's been a while.